Hello, what is going on? Today we are going to be talking about how to travel Cambodia, one of our favourite countries in Southeast Asia. Had some of the best times there.
Cambodia is filled with the most amazingly friendly people and we loved it so much.
We're going to get into it now. We're going to cover in the route, the money, the budget you're going to be spending, accommodation and transport, and then also some overall tips you're going to probably need when you're out there.
So let's jump straight into it. The route we've done. So we started off in Phnom Penh, Chinakville, Koh Rong and then Siem Reap. Now we're going to go into more detail on each of the destinations. Phnom Penh, I think it's a place where you will either love it or you'll hate it. For us, we loved it. It was a great introduction to Cambodia and it was a city filled with chaos and excitement. So during our time in Phnom Penh, we visited the Animal Wildlife Sanctuary and most importantly the Killing Fields and the Genocide Museum. It was the most eye-opening thing we've done in our whole trip.
So after our time was up in Phnom Penh, we then got on a 6-hour bus ride to Chinakville where we stayed for a few more days. In Chinakville it was very chilled out, a lot of beaches, and we spent our days pretty much chilling out on the beaches,
watching the sunsets.
The main reason we went to Chinakville was because we were going to the island named Koh Rong. We went to the Lonely Beach, which is much more secluded. There was only 14 bungalows on the island, I believe.
Yeah, there was 14 bungalows, crystal clear seas. It's something that you probably haven't experienced before. So electricity cuts out at a certain time. You have to shower in a bucket.
There's only one plug on the whole island, so you couldn't charge your phones up. No internet, no anything like that. No lights, so you just had to have a torch. So if you are going to be going to Cambodia, go to Lonely Beach in Koh Rong. It's one of the most amazing experiences of our life.
We did spend our 7-year anniversary in Koh Rong, so if you want to watch the full video, then the link is in the description. So last stop was Siem Reap. This is the main hub of tourism. This was a great way to say goodbye to Cambodia and it was completely different to Phnom Penh.
In Siem Reap, we didn't actually go to Angkor Wat, believe it or not. Everyone says you have to go, wasn't our thing, but however in Siem Reap we did shoot guns, we got some AK-47s out, and best of all, we got to experience a Khmer New Year. The party on the street was insane. There was like massive water fights, powder getting thrown everywhere. If you are going to be going to Cambodia, aim to be there for the dates of the Khmer New Year and you'll have the most amazing time of your life. And another thing about Cambodia is they have these places called ecstatic pizza, and basically it's just pizza with weed on it, and yeah, if you want to get high, basically eat a pizza and you'll be pretty high. We did actually do it and it was a great time. If you want to go for it, I'd say do it. So that was our route for Cambodia. There is a lot more you can see there. However, we done sort of longer periods in each destination, so our time was up. However, Cambodia, beautiful place.
So next up we are going to be talking about the money/budget. So Cambodia was probably the most expensive country out of the whole of Southeast Asia, and this is due to everything being in dollars. So our budget was £35 each per day, which is pretty reasonable, but I think you could do it on £25 a day.
So for the accommodation, it's still very cheap there. We had a budget of £20 a night, so £10 each. There are many more cheaper places you can stay at, maybe £5, £6. So don't think you have to spend £20 a night. You can get it very cheap.
You'll be able to find street food $1 to $2. I wasn't that much of a fan of Cambodian food, so we went to restaurants most of the time. A typical meal at a restaurant will cost you around $4 to $5, so you can see how your bill will rank up if you eat at restaurants all the time. I think food will probably be your biggest expense in Cambodia.
So getting around Cambodia, be prepared for long bus rides and coach journeys. They're very cheap though, don't worry, they're about $5 to $10, easy to book. And you can book for your hotels, local little travel agents.
Two of the most popular companies used in Cambodia are Mekong Express and Ibis. Both are really comfortable rides. They've got aircon, they give you free water, pick you up from your hotel.
And one tip I'm going to say for the coach journey, don't try and be smart like me and Mia and sit at the back of the coach because the engine gets hot, and after like 2-3 hours of the engine constantly on, you will literally roast with a 40-degree heat as well. You're going to melt at the back of the bus.
So when you're getting around your local town in Cambodia, the most common use is tuk-tuks and mopeds. However, we didn't take them out. With tuk-tuks, they're really friendly, the drivers, and they're always going to try and get more dollars out of you. But always split it in half and just bargain. But you'll have fun on tuk-tuks. They are the best way to get around.
So now we're just going to give you some overall tips on which we think are going to come in handy when you travel around Cambodia and also just Asia in general. So tip number 1, if you are going to be getting in tuk-tuks, you know you're roughly going, ask your hotel before you get in it and say how much is it roughly going to be. They'll give you a price and then you can work with that with the tuk-tuk driver.
Tip number 2, drinks in Cambodia are actually really expensive. A bottle of water is $1. That could rank up your bill. The food and drinks in supermarkets are really, really expensive.
Tip number 3, when you're entering Cambodia, make sure you have $35 on you ready to pay for your visa and a passport picture as well. They're going to require that. Tip number 4, if you are going to be going to some of the most famous temples such as Angkor Wat, apparently they do get extremely busy. Ask around, because people said some of the tuk-tuk drivers know special places where it's not going to be as busy. Try and get there early as well, and try and get ahead of the crowd because it will get extremely busy, like ridiculously busy.
Tip number 5. So when arranging a day out, whether it be the Killing Fields, Angkor Wat, you will normally arrange a set price for a tuk-tuk to bring you there and bring you back, and they will wait for you however long you are. Like we were like 3 hours in a Killing Fields and he did wait for us in the heat.
You might be able to get it cheaper that way as well, rather than spending, for example, $10 to get somewhere and then $10 back. You might get it for $15 there and back. Tip number 6, this relates to tuk-tuks as well. Ask around different tuk-tuk drivers, because someone will say $15 whereas someone else might say $5. They're always going to try their luck, so do ask around, try and get different prices, especially when going to destinations such as Angkor Wat or shooting guns.
Tip number 7, when withdrawing money out the ATM machines, it is really expensive. I think it was like $4 per transaction, so take out a week's worth of money to decrease your fees.
Tip number 8, if you are going to be shooting guns out there in Cambodia, you are allowed, so if you do want to do it, just go up to a tuk-tuk driver and say you want to go shoot some guns, and they'll drive you there. It was safe, it wasn't like all sketchy like we thought it was going to be, and it was like a mad experience. So if you want to do that, I'd say go for it. Tip number 9, I would say, if you are going to be in Cambodia, try and be there for the Khmer New Year and you will have the best time of your life. It's just one of those experiences you'll always hold for the rest of your life, so try and be there for the Khmer New Year. So tip number 10, again this is to do with money. I would say when you're going out, bring a certain amount of money out with you that you're only going to spend on that day. As Cambodia is dollars, it's all going to add up quickly. As Mia said, the drinks are $1 each, so before you know it, you're going to be spending a lot of money here and there, and it will add up like that. So if you have a certain little budget for that day, you won't be willing to spend over, whereas the other countries you can sort of get away with it because it's a lot cheaper.
So thank you for watching our How to Travel Cambodia video. We hope we helped you out on this video. Most importantly, have fun. You are going to have the time of your life in Cambodia.
Also, if you're planning a trip around Southeast Asia, we have done a video on how to travel Southeast Asia, like an overview of the countries we went to. We went to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines and Indonesia. And also we're going to be doing individual videos on each of those countries if you're looking to go to those countries.
Whilst we were backpacking Asia, we also created daily vlogs, so if you want to see more in detail about what Cambodia was like, then check out the link in the description.
And also one more thing, we do have a website as well where we're going to be breaking down a lot more information and detail on the countries we went to. And finally, if you have any questions or you want to know anything, please hit us up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat or Facebook. It's all at me and my missus, or just comment below and we'll be willing to help you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. We hope you have a sick time in Cambodia. You're going to love it. We're going to be jealous, so have a great time.